Let me get in this shit. I see it.
We in here. Oh man. Okay. We are live.
What is this you got up on the screen?
Some easy achievement game.
Yeah, I saw you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you gotta pad the achievements, man.
had that, dude. If you want, like, listen, I don't know if you've done it already, but if you got $5 and you want an achievement game to pad, get Bullet.
I got Bullet like years ago. I already capped it out the 5,000.
Yeah, but they added another 1,000 to it just recently.
The max is 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the five. I got five. All five.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they added that one like that 1,000, like it was like this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shit.
Yeah, I did. Bullet, dude. Honestly, I was just kind of just honestly bored. Because I couldn't get into any of the games that I was playing. Like other than like, you know what I mean. I'm still technically playing Yudikin Chronicle, Rising, but I kind of just fell off of it because I kind of got like just lost in the sauce. I'm like, okay, what am I doing now? The area I'm in is a little bit tougher. I completely give up on Trek to Yomi because you can't change the difficulty mid game. And the area that I'm in, I'm kind of just I don't really care for it no more. So I'm like, all right, I'm over the novelty, the way it looks. I may pick this game back up again. Still think it's a cool game, but I haven't finished it. And the other thing was I did buy Star Wars, and I've been playing that game, taking it, kind of just pacing myself. I completed like I think episode 1. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I guess that's how it worked now.
Are you talking about Jedi Fallen Order?
No. The Lego game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it depends on which order you did it. If you started in like the prequels, yeah, it would be episode 1, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. So I've been playing that game. I'm definitely gonna see that game through. It's fun. It's a good looking game. For a first time, I actually don't mind the gameplay. The gameplay feels a little different than the previous Lego games I played because I've always felt like the Lego games were wonky. But yeah, this one's different. I like it. So that I'll probably finish that one up. And then I've been also playing. I downloaded Evil Dead. I haven't started it yet. I also, what else? Other game? Sniper Elite 5.
Yeah.
Started playing that through Game Pass. I do want to pick up Kale the kangaroo, but it's in my cart. I'm hoping it goes on. Actually, it's only $30. So the thing is like I want to buy that, but I want to buy other games too. And I missed out on the WWE 2K22 was on sale, was in my cart, and then when I went to go buy it, the sale was over. So I'm like, freak. But yeah, man, so all these other games, like I've earned like for the month of May, I earned like almost 17,000 gamer score for some of those.
That's a good month.
Yeah, it's a good month, but I don't think I'm going to repeat it. What happened was like, you know how you let me know that the Bullet Beat had an update? I was realizing some of the games that I've like 100% completed had updates. And I'm like, well, damn, I no longer have the 100% to them. So I just like kind of just finished them. I think like the butterfly game and
I gotta go do those because I have them too, and I saw that they went up.
Yeah, the butterfly game, the what's the other one? The hedgehog, the synchro hedgehog games. They all got updated and whatnot. And then there were some other games that I discovered that were actually pretty, like this game, which was a cool game, and you could tell they're gonna have because they have a lot more levels that they have to give achievements for. But there was this other game that I played which was freaking weird. It's called Deviation or something like that. And that was a interesting playthrough. And so, but these are games I'm really actually counting towards like my games beat. That's why you haven't seen me update my Twitter. These are just kind of get my completions up. I had a goal of wanting to reach over 200,000 gamer score this year. So I've already done that. I'm at like,
oh nice,
213. I'm almost at 214,000. So this month I'm not gonna like. I probably won't like dabble too much into like gamer score games, and I'll probably just play the games that like my general games. So it's gonna be more so Star Wars, Sniper Elite, and the goal this year, one of my gaming goals this year, is to complete Fable Anniversary. I've never beaten a Fable game.
Dude. Fable, what, you've never played any Fable?
I need to beat that as well.
You never played any Fable?
I played, nah. You know what? I played them, but I can't say I seriously played them. You know what I mean?
Bro, if you need,
like just commit to it.
Yeah.
Like hit me up if you decide to like boot up. Well, one, I loved Fable 3. It might have not been received well out of the 3, but dude, I 3 hit with me very hard. And if you need like money, I can gift you a shit ton of money because my save file is still up there in the cloud, and I can pull it up in a.
And Fable Anniversary. Play that on Series X because you got that 4K and then you got the FPS boost as well.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed Fable.
Yeah, that's what made me do it. First, I was gonna buy it on PC. That's why I tweeted about it. But I was gonna download it on PC, and I didn't see it in Game Pass. I'm like, okay. So I tweeted about it. Somebody said it was on Steam, but it was like $30. I think it's still like $35. And I was like, hold on, let me see. And then I forgot it has the resolution boost and the FPS boost, so that's why I downloaded it on a Series S.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like I've started, and I got to the point where I'm seeing like I'm doing like combat, and so I was like, all right, I'm feeling a little bit better about the game. So that's going to be a game I'm going to be working on. There's like I can't stand doing this to myself, starting multiple games at one time. But the good thing about it is when I get like sick of a game where I feel like dropping a game, I can go to one. But yeah, those are really the games that I'm working on right now is Lego Star Wars, Sniper Elite 5, Fable Anniversary Edition, and I feel like there was another game. Like if I those are the games I'm actively playing, and if I commit to Kangaroo, I feel like I would probably end up playing that and liking it and playing it through. That tends to happen a lot, but but Logan, what's up, man? How you doing? What have you been playing?
I've been playing an assortment of a lot of crazy stuff. So, I'm doing. I don't know if you've heard. There's this game called Deadcraft that came out. I want to say it was last week.
Yeah, I heard of that. What is it?
It's like a kind of like a resource management type top-down.
Oh, you streaming that the other day?
Yeah, I was streaming on the Level 1 account.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the review for the website for it, so I got a review code. So I've been playing that. But I took a break from it last week when Sniper Elite 5 came out, and I marathoned the hell out of that game. I finished Sniper Elite, I want to say it was on Monday. So I went from Deadcraft to Sniper Elite, and then I had this very weird inkling to go way back into the year of 2007, and I played The Darkness from on Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Via backwards compatibility, right?
Yeah.
And that one, for some reason, captures are disabled on your Xbox now for The Darkness, which I thought was very weird. I didn't understand what the error was. And then because I also then, after I beat The Darkness, I went and booted up Lost Planet 3, which was another game that I had sitting on my backlog for a long time. And that game I could capture videos and screenshots from it as well. So it's very weird that the Darkness, the first one, you can't capture screenshots or gameplay from it, and I thought that was weird. But The Darkness, I like it. It's aged okay. The gameplay is still definitely very rough for that time, but I liked. I don't know about you guys, but the one thing I kind of miss is like how those games from that time were like very dark and very gritty, and weren't like super. I don't know, like super flashy. Like there was a grit to them, and so when I was playing through like The Darkness, like it just felt like no pun intended, but it felt like a dark game. Like
you know what I did, and now it's funny that you bring up that game because I wanted to revisit some of the games for that era because I just remember me watching E3 from that time on the DVDs that you would have to go in GameStop to buy because this was before they were streaming it. I downloaded the game Prey, like from 2006.
Yeah, dude, Prey was solid.
Yeah,
that was such a good game.
I wish it kept it that way versus the little shooting ink one that you have now.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the Prey that they did, and I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
Because it was basically another BioShock. To be honest with you, like it had that BioShock feel to it. I am really sad that the Prey 2, like the sequel that they originally showed off, never happened, because it was like this big, like it was set up to be like this big bounty hunter style game, and it looked like the world was like very interesting, and like you could like do different bounties and go to different worlds and stuff. And I'm sad that we didn't ever get to see what that game was.
Yeah.
But the first Prey, dude, like especially, I mean, it's a spoiler, but I mean, Prey came out in like 2006, but the last, I'm pretty sure it was, if I remember correctly, the last boss was your girlfriend that was experimented on and deformed, and that was like some like dark stuff too, and it was like really messed up, and that's like what I got the feeling of the Darkness, because another spoiler for anybody that hasn't played the Darkness, which mind you should have by now, but your girlfriend within the first hour literally gets point blank shot in the back of the head in front of you. And so like that's why I'm talking about like them dark, gritty games that we don't really see anymore. It's like none of that stuff is really around anymore. Now I was like, man, it was like felt like I was going through a time capsule playing some of these older games. So
it's few and far between where you find those like really dark, gritty games.
Yeah,
they're pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
but
and that's
really good as well.
Like the 360 and the PS3 generation, I feel like had that. After that generation, we just stopped getting them.
Even like if you remember like the first Infamous game, that game was a pretty like dark and gritty game itself as well.
It was.
Like the shit that happens in that game.
Yeah,
and then the second one's a bit more like lighthearted and more of like an actual superhero game that can appeal to everybody, when the first one's just like they didn't give a shit.
And that was like, if you remember like the first 3 Killzones, when we even talk about those, like those were dark and gritty, and then they went from that to Shadowfall, and it was like a completely different change, and just didn't nearly as hit as hard. So yeah, it's like it's an era just lost in time, but it's very cool that we have ways to be able to go back.
Yeah, is Dark Sector backwards compatible? Like,
dude, Dark Sector was another, like, I liked that game too with the Slave. Yeah, that was a good game too.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? Like, I gotta redeem myself because I remember buying Lost Planet 1 day one, and I don't know if I actually completed that game. I remember buying it for the 360, and I remember it being a big deal. At the time, I thought graphically,
it was like world,
yeah. Like, so, and I'm like, damn, when did they do 3 of these games, bro?
Dude, the third one I'm actually liking a lot because it's kind of like your very linear third person like shooter in a way, and I'm kind of having fun with it actually, because I'm playing on the Series S right now, and it runs and it looks actually super good for like the time that it came out, because I think that came out at the end of the 360 life cycle. So for it to still like actually look and run good like in today's age, I was like pretty shocked by it.
Oh, okay, all right. It's been appetizing looking at it and wanting to add it to the cart and whatnot. But the thing is, it's like nowadays, right? Xbox has spoiled me, so it's like I was like, well, damn, does this take advantage of any of the, whether it be a resolution boost or FPS boost? And so it's like, so that's why I would refrain, because 360 games, like I said, they don't age well if they're not like, if they don't have like any like enhancements or system level enhancements. Some of those games do not age well. Like, for example, I almost bought Devil May Cry, not Devil May Cry, Dead or Alive 3, right? Because I know that game is at like 4K 60, but I was like, damn, I really want Dead or Alive 4 because I'm more familiar with it and I have achievements. But I don't think that game's enhanced at all. So it's to the point where Devil May Cry 3 looks actually better than running Devil May Cry 4. I keep saying Devil May Cry, Dead or Alive natively, right? So But yeah, there's just like, I think that period from like 2006 to about 2008, there was just like this bulk of like games, like, and they were like kind of these cool ideas that came out that kind of really lifted the 360 up, and these were just like unique games and whatnot. Some of them were like pseudo exclusive just by timing. And then and in some of these games, we haven't heard from again. They didn't get follow-ups like sequels. Like somebody took a picture with a copy of the John Woo Stranglehold game, and I've been wanting to play that game for like.
That game is so good.
That was a good game.
It's a classic. That game is timeless.
Yeah, that's a really good game, and I remember that game looking like the last time I seen that game. I thought that game looked awesome. I gotta look up some YouTube.
Don't look awesome anymore.
It doesn't look as good, right? All right, because I remember like back then when I was playing, I was like, dude, this is crazy. All the moves.
That game was like a benchmark for a while, like in terms of like quality. When you would see that game being marketed with 360 as well.
Yeah, and all I used to do in that game was shoot fruit. You know what I mean? Since people like because you could like they had like you could shoot like fruit and whatnot, and they would all like kind of like get destroyed in the process. Everything you would shoot at, but yeah, man, it's funny you bring that up. But Dope is Jay, man, what have you been playing?
I started up Unity Chronicles on PC. Mm-hmm. I recently beat Modern Warfare 2019 in anticipation of Modern Warfare 2 later this year. But my achievements didn't pop, so I've been pretty pissed off about that shit. Not like showing up whatsoever on Xbox Series X, but hey, it is what it is. We'll figure that issue out. But playing that, still been playing Apex, and I'm downloading Jedi Fallen Order because they announced the second one. Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi, that TV show's been popping off. New episode dropped today, so I'm gonna watch that for the podcast.
Fire.
See, I don't know if I
didn't watch that, so I can't speak on episode 3, but I enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
Oh damn, it's thundering. You know what's crazy? It's funny that you bring it up because the Jedi Fallen Order, as much as I love that game, right? I don't know if I could do a second playthrough of it, and like I mean, I'm sure it's worth it to do if I wanted to get like all the achievements and stuff like that, or play on a harder difficulty. And I know it's been enhanced, but I actually had like my only time with that game, I played it on Xbox One X and I played and beat it back when it originally came out. So I haven't seen how it's like running or looking like now or anything like that. But is this your first time with it?
Yeah, it's like my first like playthrough, so I'm just gonna put it on the big screen and play on there. Honestly, I don't want to play that game on a 27-inch monitor. Like that's like single player games. My philosophy on it is just play it on the bigger screen, sit on the couch, and just relax. Other than that, I don't feel like playing it on the monitor. Like I save that now for my like competitive like first person shooters, multiplayer games. Or just PC, that's it. Like, if I'm gaming my console as a single-player game, like, fuck, I'll just hook it up to the big TV, play it on there, and just have a good time. I don't know, I kind of feel more engaged playing that way as well, because I have it hooked up to the soundbar, have better...
Yeah, you got to get more out of it. Yeah,
I don't like having a headset on and just... Yeah, it gets... I don't know, I don't feel as engaged playing a game that way, but it's my first playthrough of that, so it's going to be pretty fun. But I want to get through some other games first before I dive into that, because that's going to be a bit of a time investment trying to get through that game, for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Sir Dre the Great. I see you in the chat. If you're free, you can feel free to hop into the podcast. You're always welcome.
Bro, pull up, man.
Shout out to Rob the Don 202 for $2. He says, here's the kiss move and his crazy takes. Troubleshoot Gaming, Meds, he says Xbox is the best box. Jason Elliott telling them we are live. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's try to match our let's try to match our viewership with the likes, man. But yeah, man, so a couple things came up. I know it's not a heavy news week, but I know Sonic, IGN got the coverage for Sonic. Sonic, was it Fortress or Fort? What the hell is it called?
Sonic Frontiers.
Frontiers.
Yep.
I didn't get a good look at it, but I'm getting mixed messages. I got some people that likes what it looks like, and then you got your usual suspects or people that kind of just hate on everything, saying they don't like it.
BG is like your resident Sonic hater. Like that no matter what Sonic does, no matter what he sees from Sonic, he's just gonna just hate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have me, who's like the cautiously optimistic Sonic fan, because I've had a lot of great experience with Sonic games, but there's a lot of misses. I'm not gonna lie, like there's definitely a lot of misses with some Sonic games. But I have faith in this game because I expect them to take what they learned from the best Sonic games and the worst Sonic games and give you more of a complete experience in terms of the gameplay, a lot of the mechanics. Obviously, they're going open world with this, so that's going to be a bit of an interesting concept. Yeah. And other Sonic games, like Sonic Unleashed, one of my favorite ones, which is also backwards compatible on Series X. FPS boosted.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend visiting that game if you guys have a Xbox Series X or Series S. It was more of like a hub style world where then you can just play into different levels, like your 2D/3D levels of the Sonic game. Mm-hmm. But this one looks really interesting. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to get my hands on this game and play it. There is some like popping in distances. Like I noticed that from the gameplay. Hopefully they can look at that and address that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be very exciting. But they mainly show like the open world aspect of Sonic Traverse, and I want to see actual like levels of him. Like your traditional 2D, 3D Sonic levels that we see in older games. And boss battles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could never knew how to play really like Sonic. I haven't, even dating back to his OG Sega Genesis days, it was one, like, platform or whatever, that I couldn't, like, grasp. And I would buy them, but I haven't bought in any of the recent times. Like, I bought my son Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania, which Sonic Mania is just the classics, right? And
yeah,
Forces, I think, where you get to create your own like hedgehog character or whatever, and you do these levels and whatnot. I have respect for Sonic. I like, you know what I mean. I'm going to look at it and see what it is, but I can't even pretend like it's something that I'm highly anticipating. But I am looking for a good Sonic to get into that I want to like play. I tried that.
I would say
the one that he turned into a wolf. Is that the one he turned into a wolf? I think that's like the It's I'm a decent amount in that game, but I ain't gonna lie. Like halfway through, I wasn't feeling it.
It's like the thing with Sonic. Sonic was a very different platformer versus like your Mario's or your Crash Bandicoots because it's very fast. The pace picks up pretty fast in that game. So if you don't know the level ahead of time, it can be very difficult. Like just going through it, you can run into a lot of like pitfalls and shit like that. But I like Sonic. I like him as a character. I like some of his games. I think Unleashed is underrated, like highly underrated. There's like some issues with it, obviously, like camera angles and stuff like that. But I think the levels in that game are really, really fun. The music is amazing. The soundtrack, the werehog levels when he turns into a werewolf are really good as well. Like classic platformer levels with nice combat.
Yeah. Sir Dre the Great.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. How y'all?
Good. Been keeping an eye on your completion list.
Yeah, man. Logan, I'm on your ass, boy.
Man,
I'm letting you know that.
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna happen.
I'm
you can wish, you can have all the wishful thinking you want, my guy, but it is not happening.
You at 27?
29,
right?
Baby.
Okay, I'm 3 away. That's all good. That's all I need to know. I'm three games away.
You acting like I'm gonna be stopping playing games. Come on, man. You always gonna be that 3 away. I got stuff in the works. I'm playing Lost Planet 3 right now. Playing Tomb Raider for 2013. Man, I got all that stuff.
That's cool.
I mean, I'm gonna.
But
go ahead. My bad.
To get on topic, I got 2 takeaways from that Sonic gameplay. Right. The first is that it got the Sonic 06 stench written all over it. You know
Damn.
And
that's crazy.
I did not like what they showed, man, because to me it looks like Sonic Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry. That's just I knew that they were aiming for that kind of direction when they showed the snippet gameplay. What was that, yesterday or the day before yesterday? and they showed that little teaser, you know, I was like, this is going to be a Breath of the Wild type of Sonic game. And lo and behold, that's exactly what it was. You know what I mean? So I have no desire to play this game. I don't, from what we saw, I don't think it's going to be that good. Granted,
Man, I'm getting that shit day one, bro, and I'm shooting it.
Granted, they didn't show like, you know, how you're going to fight enemies, right? But my thing is like how else would you fight enemies besides the same way you've been fighting them in every other Sonic game? You know what I mean? So they really didn't need to show any, you know, real combat for us to understand. Like, okay, we kind of understand what kind of combat is like. Because how can you do Sonic combat different from what is already, you know, from what's already been done? You know what I mean? It's like
run faster and bounce off of things.
I'm just like, I mean, yeah, they could have showed combat, but I kind of think we all know how it's gonna, you know, turn out. But not looking good from my point of view. Again, it's got that Sonic 06 stench just covered. Yeah, and
Sonic 06 is like in the conversation for one of the worst video games of all time. So
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling what they showed at all.
Really? It's really that bad? I mean,
I didn't like it.
All right, so one of the news I've been waiting for finally happening tomorrow. Assassin's Creed Origins get a 60 FPS update.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited for this.
Would you suggest playing that game from a resident Assassin's Creed hater, your boy here? Would you recommend playing Assassin's Creed Origins? Isn't it hitting Game Pass as well?
Is it going to be in Game Pass on June 6th, next week? Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
All right, so it's hitting Game Pass. It's getting an FPS boost. How do you feel about Origins? Break it down for me.
All right, who, me or Dre?
You, because you the Assassin's Creed fan. Like, you the...
No, okay, I'm saying... now, I'll say this. Assassin's Creed Origins, if you're going to get into one of these newfound ones as a hater, right? I think Origins is the best one to get into because it's not as bloated as the last two games, and it's still more of Assassin than it is. It was the first one to break out into the RPG element, so you're still going to get a lot of that Assassin's Creed element into the game. It's more of a straightforward scenario. Egypt is beautiful. I love Bayek's character. I love the story. I know a lot of people have different ways on how it ended. I mean, I got a little bit of beef on how it ended, but as far as the game itself in comparison, now Odyssey is overall my favorite, but Origins, like, I often go back and forth between, like, all right, what's my favorite one, Origins or Odyssey? Origins, like, I think you would probably like it better than Valhalla or Odyssey for reasons that it's more closer to the core of Assassin's Creed, in that how can I say this? The story, I think the story is better. It's like, as far as, even though they're all going back into the past and whatnot, you kind of have like a real thing. I prefer Bayek's story opposed to, you know, Cassandra or what the hell is this other dude's name? Eivor, you know what I mean? And to this day, the game still holds up visually, you know what I mean? And I still had it installed. So only thing I just did literally is moved it from my external hard drive to my SSD so I can get into the thing faster. But real talk, and I'm sure Dre can probably talk a little bit more in depth with it, because it's been a while. I think for an Assassin's Creed hater and you want to jump into one of the recent games in the last 3 games, I would say Origin should be the one, because I think if you jump into like a Valhalla or Odyssey, you're going to drop it sooner. Yeah. Whereas I think Origins, it's a respectable mod. It's not that long of a game. Even though it's a whole lot of shit, it's not that long of a game as far as if you just play through the story and whatnot. And I think like I said, it doesn't overstay its welcome. They do have, but by the time you get into the game, they do have all this expansions and stuff available for it. So it is content heavy, but it's not as bloated as the last 2 games for sure. I can tell you that right now.
Yep.
Mason, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Pretty much agree. Yeah. Pretty much agree with everything you said. Because like you said, it is like that. It's the first game that, started with the RPG and kind of went away from the, traditional Assassin's Creed. So, naturally it's still going to have, the original Assassin's Creed elements, into it, because it's not really fully fledged out on the direction that they're in now. So, if you're an old school Assassin's Creed fan, Origins is definitely the right one to play if you still want that kind of old school feel. Valhalla, and I think actually Odyssey. I think Odyssey kind of that's where shit goes the other way, right? When it goes to Odyssey. So, Origins is dope. I probably will say that's my favorite one out of the trio of the new genre. So that's probably my favorite one.
You know what's crazy? I might actually play through Odyssey again, right? Not because the thing is, my original playthrough, right, was with Cassandra. I fell in love with her, and I just I have no interest in Alexios. So I just kept I don't even think I did New Game Plus. I'm still working on expansions and stuff like that with her. So, and I know that's got updated to 60 FPS. So I'm considering, after going through Origins, I'm definitely doing a New Game Plus with Origins. After doing Origins, I'm gonna go into Odyssey and play as Alexios. At least it'll feel a little bit different.
Odyssey was long as shit.
It was long. It was extremely long.
Yeesh.
But I felt like Valhalla was long too.
No, yeah, Valhalla was definitely long. Yeah.
When you tweet out you had that platinum, man, I wanted to cry because I was like, yo, I was like, it's too much, not enough time, and I was like, and I'm nowhere near close to it. I was like, you know what? And the thing is, when I was trying to achievement hunt in that game, I got frustrated because I kept trying to do the one where you have to get 10 silent kills or something like that, or 10 Steph kills in a row without triggering a reaction. And I was like, yo, I'm working on my 15th or 16th and still not unlock the achievements. So I was like, forget it. I was like, if I can't get that, I'm not going to try to get any other ones. I'm
telling you about Xbox, man. Some of these achievements don't fucking pop. Shit.
Happens on PlayStation too.
Yeah. One achievement that's still broken.
It only happened to me once on PlayStation. That was back on the PS3 when I was playing God of War 2. And I killed the fucking sisters, the Time Sisters. I forgot the name of the bitches. But I killed them, and the trophy didn't pop, but I got the trophy for being in the game. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. The Sisters of Fate. Sisters of Fate. That's what they were called.
Yeah.
I thought isn't that in the first one?
No, the second game. Because you remember, you have to you kill them, and then you go back in time.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember which one was. I remember the big sand level in the first God of War that had people.
No, the first God of War is the Pandora's box. The second game is the Sisters of Fate when you're trying to go back in time to stop Zeus from killing you.
Yeah, I might have them mixed up. It's been a while since I played them.
Man, play some games.
The other game that I'm having the achievement issue with, and I've beaten a game literally 3 times trying to get the achievement to unlock, is What Remains of Edith Finch. I got every achievement, seen the credits roll 3 times, and I'm still not getting the achievement for beating the game.
Ouch.
So really? I was like, so I was like, I don't know. I was like, and I don't want to start the game. Oh, it's a good story and whatnot, but that shit is depressing. So I don't want to actually have to go through that again. So I was just like, you know what? It's just going to be unfortunately, I'm just going to have to take. But yeah, I've played through that game 3 or 4 times. I did 2 of them in the same day. I was like, you know what? I need that achievement, and it just would not unlock. Maybe if I install it now and boot it on my Series X, maybe that would trigger something, and it'll unlock. But I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. So we got Sonic out the way. We got the Assassin's Creed update coming. Today was also the Warhammer. It's Warhammer Day. Xbox is the second year that I think the second or third year in a row that Xbox has hosted a showcase for Warhammer, where they show off their upcoming games. Now, the Warhammer, like, I've never understood. I don't understand the lore and what makes it, like, they have a lot of games in the works, and it's all by different publishers, different developers, right? You got Darktide, Warhammer Darktide coming out in September on Xbox and PC on Game Pass as well. You got Space Marine, which is the game that people said looked like, you know, Gears of War in space. That one's coming out. I think that's next year. There's this other like one that looks like, what's that game? Alien Hominid. It looks like Alien Hominid, but it's not. But it's that's coming out in October. They got a card game coming out. This series is responsible for Vermintide. What's that game that we both regretted getting, Logan? It was like Necromunda. Oh man, it's also responsible for Blood Bowl. That's in the Warhammer series. There's another one. They got games in almost every category, from like RTSs to RPGs, first person shooters, strategy, and whatnot. So, and they've been partnering really heavy with Xbox. A lot of the games that they put out are typically, you know, either timed exclusive to Xbox or Xbox and PC. Their games typically launch into Game Pass day and date. Did anybody get to check out the showcase? I've watched it literally after I got out of work, because I think it went on like when I was at work.
Not me. Like, is Warhammer like super popular?
I don't know, dude. You got to ask one of these PC
like,
dorks. Like,
because they be popping them games out left and right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like, I've heard about Warhammer, but I've never seen like somebody like legit be like, "Yo,
I'm looking for Warhammer." Oh my god!
Right. Like, so I'm just like, but they got a lot of games though. So I'm like,
they got enough games to have an annual showcase.
Right. But no, I didn't catch it.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I have to be hyped for one of their games this year, because it's an exclusive, and I don't know what else is coming out from Xbox this year. So Darktide is definitely on the radar, and I hope it's as good as it looks.
I was about to say, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's and I'm looking forward to that. And Space Marine also looks good. I know the last one came out during the 360 era, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked Space Marine. Space Marine was a pretty fun 360 game.
You know if it's backwards compatible?
I just had the list. I can look for you real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's you know, popping and whatnot. Game Pass, they put out the June releases, the temporary, the June releases so far, and they made it very, very, very known that, hey, this is not up, this is not it. We're gonna be, you know, have some other suggestions. You know, there's gonna be some other games coming out, you know, after the showcase, which we were expecting. We talked about Assassin's Creed, which is coming out next Tuesday. And by the time it gets to Game Pass, it will have the, you know, the FPS upgrade if you're playing on a Series S and X. Is Origins going in PS Plus? I know Valhalla is, right? Is Origins?
Not that I know of. I know they got the Ubisoft Classics going in on the 13th, but I'm not sure if any Assassin. Well, no, Valhalla is in there.
Yeah,
but I don't know about the other ones though. I don't think so. It didn't say there were.
Yeah, because that would be. I'm like, I mean, even though like Valhalla's the newest game that had Xbox marketing, but it's going to be PS Plus, and Xbox is getting like the Origins was older. I mean, it's one of the better ones. It's one of the best ones. Like I said, like I prefer Egypt's location over fucking Iceland and the other one's Greece. Ancient Greece or something like that. And the sequences they had in Origins was just dope. Some dope boss fights. But also Ninja Gaiden Master Collection will be coming to Game Pass tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. The Ninja Gaiden Master. Wait, where is it? Am I losing my mind? Yeah, tomorrow.
The master collection.
The master collection is coming out. Now I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I know some people are into that. Like I tried playing the Ninja Gaiden. Was it Ninja Gaiden Black? And a lot, I think all the Ninja Gaiden games take advantage of like the new Xbox like hardware where they're running at like higher resolutions and shit like that, and higher frame rate. So they do look good, but them the games are freaking hard. They're hard. I just can't. It's like those games are just way too hard for my liking. You got For Honor Marching Fire Edition. So that is coming in. That went in today. So if anybody was looking forward to a drop, I tried For Honor. I still haven't beat it. The part of For Honor I'm stuck on, and I don't know why. Maybe Logan, maybe you can help me get through it, unless the campaign isn't co-op. I'm not sure. I'm literally stuck on trying to get the barrel through the gate, and they launching like fire volleys at you, and for some reason I can't get through that part, and I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know how you drop a game for a while because you got stuck on it, and then you just couldn't get past the part, and then you pick it up maybe months to like damn near a year later, and it's like, oh, it's like basic what you had to do.
Yep.
That like I think that's what's happening for. I literally dropped that game because of that, and I'm like, it is what it is, and I know it's gotten like enhanced for next generation. I haven't even quite seen what it looks like yet on it, but that's that. You also got Chorus, which was this game came to Game Pass. This game came out. This game came out last year.
Last year, yep.
Last year. Now this game is a game I dropped because I got I can't fly. You know what I mean? I can't fly. Like flying games. Like I don't know if I've beaten a flying game. I tried with Chorus. It looks good. I ain't gonna lie. There are some concepts, and I like the mission instructions that they did have. I do recommend it. And it is coming out on Game Pass. So I think this was a decent game. And in my opinion, from what I played of it, I didn't finish it. But I already had access to it, and I forgot this wasn't like a Game Pass game when it came out. So, but they got it out there a year later. So. We will see. That's going to be cloud, console, and PC. Disc Room, never heard of it. It says the year is 2089, and a giant disc has appeared in the orbit of Jupiter. Step into the oversized spacesuit of a brave scientist and explore the sprawling intergalactic slaughterhouse. Don't be afraid to die a little. Your next run is just a button press away. So this means it's going to be hard. So
that's an indie hard game.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll give it a try. Space Lines from Far Out, console and PC. That's June 7th. Okay. And they did an update for Ubisoft games and Xbox app for PC, so I guess they're going to be able to merge those two, or you connect it to Game Pass so you can get those Ubisoft games in the Game Pass. Ubisoft Connect or Ubisoft Plus is launching on Xbox this month, right? Or did they?
I believe so.
So it's supposed to happen this month. We'll probably get more news about it in at the showcase or after the showcase. Maybe that's probably one of those showcase day drops or stuff where a lot of these Ubisoft games will launch into the service.
Right.
Like I said, the highlight there is Origins, but it's not a highlight for me because I own the game already. That was a day one for me. I literally bought that game. I can't say I bought the Xbox One X for that game. It was the only game I was looking forward to playing on the Xbox One X that year when it came out. It was that and like Shadow of Mordor, the sequel? Was it?
Shadow War.
Shadow War, yeah. So those were like among the two games I was like most excited for that year. And like I said, I enjoyed Origins. I played the crap out of that game. It was my game of the year in 2017. Just narrowly beating Horizon Zero Dawn. So some perks. They got the Assassin's Creed Origins Deluxe Pack June 7th. Upgrade your gaming experience with Deluxe. All right, so obviously you get the base game for free in Game Pass, but if you buy the add-ons, because Assassin's Creed got tons of add-on, got a ton of expansions, characters, and whatnot. There's some perks, some Game Pass perks that you can do with that. Some Madden bundles, Eternal Returns, some game boosts. I've never actually used any of this stuff. Smite, Slipknot starter pass. Slipknot is in Smite?
Yeah, they're insane.
Isn't that like a rock band or something?
Yeah.
Slipknot is. Come on.
No, I don't know.
Why? Listen to some of their albums. You'll love it. I promise. It's your type of music.
And to highlight, we can't talk about the games coming in without talking about the games that are leaving. Darkest Dungeon is leaving on June 15th.
Never heard of it. I don't care.
Is that game? That's not the Dungeons and Dragons game, right?
No.
No, okay. Oh, but it is now. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, that's leaving.
Oh,
June 15th as well. So
wasn't that great of a game anyways.
Yeah, Greedfall is leaving. Limbo.
Oh, good riddance.
And Worms Rumble. Worms is leaving Game Pass. Worms is leaving Game Pass and going into PS Plus. Ain't they getting like 2 Worms games?
Yo, Dre.
Yeah, they are.
Dre, how did you feel when they announced Greedfall 2? Like that game of all games is getting a sequel.
Yeah,
it's a cult classic.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. It doesn't look any different from the first one, so I'm good.
How does that game get a sequel? Like, what?
It was decent. Like, it wasn't the best. It felt like a 360 PS3 era type game, but it was okay. The story was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that game gets a sequel, but fucking what's that one game on PlayStation that couldn't get a sequel?
The Order.
Days Gone, yeah. It's fucking Trash Gone couldn't get a sequel, but this game gets a sequel. That's a damn shame.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, the Sony Days Gone wasn't successful because it didn't review well, so.
Yeah, which is
even though Days Gone was a fucking phenomenal game, I ain't even gonna lie.
And it sold well as well, but
and it sold just as much as Ghost of Tsushima, but
yeah,
Sony deemed it as a failure, which fucking befuddles me.
I digress.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I don't opening wounds right now.
Okay. Damn. What is the bad news showing up on Bing? All right, so what else do we got here? I know Jay, you had some updates here. I don't want to miss anything. Jedi Survivor.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, Jedi Survivor is coming out. I mean, it's just so much news surrounding Star Wars right now. So much positive news.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out. Season 3 of Mandalorian just got announced.
Yep.
It's just amazing for Star Wars fans, and then you have a new game. I just downloaded Jedi Fallen Order so I can start my first playthrough on that. That's gonna be amazing. I even thought about revisiting The Force Unleashed 2. The Force Unleashed 1 did not age well. The second one did.
The Force Unleashed 2 is garbage, though.
No, it's
not.
Garbage.
It's garbage in all the aspects outside of the gameplay.
That's the worst.
The gameplay is the biggest. The gameplay is the best part of the game.
That's what I said. But the story, but how the story was written, and it was like a super short game. It was only like 4 hours long.
Hey, easy achievements, man. Fuck it.
But the gameplay for the second one was absolute fun. It felt
amazing.
Yeah. Are y'all picking up Jedi Survivor?
Of course. Is that even a question?
I was day one for Fallen Order, so I'm going to be day one for Survivor.
Yeah. I'll get Survivor. Fallen Order, like I said, was a pretty good game. It was a surprising game, and I remember I was protesting for that game. I was like, "Yo, why this game should have been nominated?"
Yes.
For Game of the Year that year. What year did it come out? 2019?
And then it got scrubbed for 2020. It wasn't even considered.
Yeah. Got snubbed.
Even though they always say that, they're like, "Oh, it's considered for next year." It never is. They never appear on anything.
Yeah, like those end of the year games, like Immortals: Phoenix Rising didn't get nominated for anything either, did it? Right?
Nope.
Came out.
Wow. Did you really expect that game to get nominated for anything.
That game was dope.
It's not bad.
I enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and now I almost caught the 100% completion on that. I forgot what screwed me up, man.
Nomination for that? No, like,
it was sorry, bro. It was better than Breath of the Wild.
No, it's not. Stop it.
Don't let Chris hear you with that slander right now.
It was easier, more accessible.
What game was better, Smooth?
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, Immortal. Yeah, that game was dope. It was cool to me. I liked it.
I mean,
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that game had a higher completion rate than Breath of the Wild, honestly.
Yeah, I don't understand like a game like I don't understand what made Breath of the Wild so good. It was an empty open world, like, and he can climb, he can get tired, sticks can break.
It's Nintendo.
Hey man,
it don't matter if the game is good or bad. If it got the Nintendo logo on it, it is what it is.
I think Breath of the Wild is a good game. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't consider it great. Mm-hmm. But other people, I would agree that there is a lot of like overhypeness with that game. Like, yeah, obviously there's a lot of subtle details of the game compared to other games, and it's impressive that it's on the Switch. But yeah, like you said, like sometimes the open world can be a bit barren at times, but it's not so barren like other games. Like you see the Sonic demo today, that shit was empty. Like what's happening? Even like Forspoken, I don't know why. Like that game has no hype. Forspoken has no fucking hype. I'm a big believer that game's gonna flop.
Yeah,
like I genuinely believe that game's gonna flop as well. And there's nothing in the open world. Like that shit looks barren. So yeah, Breath of the Wild is it overrated a little bit?
I mean, I think it's one of the most overrated games. No,
of all time.
One definitely up there.
Did you beat Fallen Order?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And I had a good time with that game. With Fallen Order. It offered just the right amount. There was just the right amount of challenge.
Yeah.
Pokemon. New Pokemon got announced today. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Yeah.
Yep.
New Pokemon games are coming. We also have Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is coming out as well. Mm-hmm. They showed off the concept for that.
A1 game.
I'm telling y'all, man, Modern Warfare 2019 is definitely one of the better Call of Duty campaigns in the past 5 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm. You talking about 2019?
2019, yeah. 2019 campaign was amazing. Great writing. The atmosphere of that game, it felt like a true modern military shooter. That campaign was amazing.
Especially I loved that clean house mission. Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Clean house was fire. What was remember the mission where you're trying to find Hadir and you have to shoot the lights so that you don't get seen?
Yeah.
It's going super stealth. Yeah, that mission was really good as well. There's a lot of very memorable missions inside that game. Just classic, man. I'm a big fan of the Modern Warfare series. I even went back and started playing some 2019 multiplayer. I even went back and started playing the OG MW2. Started playing that shit.
Oh, fire!
So I'm getting prepared, man. I'm ready for this shit.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about I'm feeling good about this Call of Duty this year, just because I feel like their hearts are definitely in it. Because Vanguard was just super shallow in every direction, and it was just like a carbon copy of Modern Warfare. When you look,
all they did was just
it didn't have
take
any
the engine.
Yeah, it didn't have any type of at least Cold War had its own identity and it had its own feel, where Vanguard was just we could say Call of Duty is the same game over and over, but Vanguard was just 2019 with a World War II skin and way worse.
Worse design. Yeah, the design of that game is worse.
I didn't care about the story. None of the story felt memorable. The zombies was one of the worst zombies that they've ever brought out in general. And then
the multiplayer is just not good.
It just I tried to play it recently and I literally uninstalled it and reinstalled Cold War because I was like, dude, I can't.
I was playing Cold War last weekend, and Cold War was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun at MW 2019.
But and you can tell they're definitely already starting marketing hype for this game. You know, they already showed like the cover, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting tons of stuff coming up for it. And so I feel like they have a little bit more, like they feel more good about this game than they did Vanguard, because they're like ready to show that thing where we really didn't see anything about Vanguard until
there's more game modes associated with it as well. There's supposed to be a new Warzone. They're redoing a lot of different things with that game as well. And one of the things I tell people about Infinity Ward and their games, their sound design is like excellent.
Top notch for sure.
It's fucking supreme how like good their sound design is, from like bullets hitting the floor outside of the guns, you reloading, footsteps, everything happening around you is just amazing. And then the soundtrack in Modern Warfare 2019 was like, it set the vibe for what they were doing with that game as well, in terms of the tone of that game. Like, it was very like, it felt like Sicario. I was like, yo, this shit is, I don't know, I'm just a huge fan of that game. Big fanboy.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, I ain't gonna lie, like, because I was on a Call of Duty hiatus for a while, and Modern Warfare, the 2019, I did enjoy that campaign. I enjoyed like the characters, like I think they did a good job with that game. I thought it graphically it looked good, and I do agree with like the whole like the quality of the sound and everything whizzing by you and whatnot, especially wearing a good pair of headphones. Oh man! So that campaign, I do remember like the apartment scene mission I thought was pretty epic when you had to go through the apartment. Because it actually, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It shook me a little bit with dude hopping out of the room like that, because it's like I was like, okay, like who's gonna like where's he coming from? Like,
okay, I was like, you talking about when you were a kid? The flashback?
No. He's talking about clean house. He's talking about clean house when
clean house.
You're clearing the rooms. And you would see somebody run by, and then you have no idea where they're hiding. They can be in the bathroom, they can be underneath the bed. You're like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah, they did it like, but that was a good game. So Modern Warfare 2, understood. Like what came out after Modern Warfare 2018? Cold War. I still thought
Cold War and then Vanguard.
And Vanguard I haven't played yet. I'm waiting on that Game Pass. So I am waiting on that Game Pass, right?
You might be getting that sooner than we think. That might be something that they have at the showcase.
I don't think you're gonna have anything Activision Blizzard outside of existing marketing deals that they might have with it, and I think that's like the Diablo games and maybe Overwatch.
I don't know if you saw, there was those it popped up on the sales for like Game Pass sales that Call of Duty games were in that list for. So, I mean,
isn't that old though? I could have sworn that happened like also like shortly after they did the acquisition, but it was just and then.
I think this was like newer stuff that just popped up.
Oh, okay.
So there may be some weight to it.
Why can't they put Call of Duty games in Game Pass? Despite
that's what I don't understand that I can't that I don't get, because I feel like they could still make Game Pass deals regardless of the marketing.
Yeah, that's what
because when that contract was drawn up, now it depends on when. If they did any amendments or what with it, but that contract was made like in 2015.
Oh yeah, pre-Game Pass.
That was before.
Unless they revise it.
That was before Game Pass even existed.
Yeah.
So if they just kept that 10-year deal with like no other changes to it, like I don't see why or how we can't have like Game Pass like come into it. I really strongly believe that that's going to be like a huge announcement that Modern Warfare 2 will be a Game Pass Day 1 game. Like I just have a feeling about it.
That would be pretty big.
Yeah, like I mean, we're gonna have our show next week where we, give our like predictions and whatnot, and we'll be going live. Like it's Sunday for the show, so we'll have like a quick prediction show next week. Lord willing, we'll have a prediction show, talk about what we expect, and then we'll do, if anybody who want to be present for the actual showcase, I'll be hosting, I will be going live and whatnot. I feel like one of the ways Xbox can salvage this year is with a Modern Warfare 2 day one Game Pass drop, and also like I don't know what's going to happen with this deal and when it's going to close, but like I would like to get those Activision games, those Crash Bandicoot games in Game Pass, sooner rather than later. So however they want to do that. But at the end of the day, with this whole PlayStation thing and marketing, the thing I always had the question about, right, is that a lot of people was like, well, PlayStation has the marketing rights, so they won't be able to do this. Or I feel like if somebody was arguing with me because I said, regardless of anything, regardless of any marketing deal, once this deal closes, every game is going into Game Pass the moment the deal closes, just like the Bethesda thing. They did a batch right when it closed, and then they did a batch like at like their E3 showcase or the showcase. And people was like, well, no, because of this, that, and the third, because of the contracts. They got contracts with PlayStation up until this year. I was like, okay. My thing is, what stopped? Because, for example, Outer Worlds was published by Private Division. It never was originally intended to go into Game Pass. The deal closed, the game was in Game Pass day one. Because the deal with Obsidian closed before Outer Worlds came out, and it came out despite Private Division, which is owned by 2K, who doesn't like Game Pass day one. It launched in Game Pass day one. That was despite Private Division having the publishing rights for that game. Same thing with We Happy Few. I think it was like 505 Games published that game, and Microsoft bought what's that studio, Compulsion, before that game came out. It didn't stop them from putting it in Game Pass day one. Same thing with Wasteland. Wasteland was published by Deep Silver, and that game, like I said, was in Game Pass day one. And then I think in Exile was purchased at the same time as Obsidian was purchased, and both their games came out past after the closing date, but they already had publishing obligations and whatnot, and they still were able to bypass the publisher to get those games into Game Pass. So I'm like, so why would it be any different for Call of Duty? Because like once they have Activision is there, sure, they can honor whatever deal they have with PlayStation to give them betas and commercials and shit like that. Great, but it has nothing to do with how Xbox releases the game or distributes the games on its platform. So that's just my take on there. Trying to think what else. So obviously the today's episode, we're going to be talking about something, but I just don't want to make sure I'm not missing out on thing. One thing I do want to talk about, the PlayStation State of Play is tomorrow. The guys over at Sony was able to sneak this showcase in before the Xbox Game Showcase. And there's a lot riding on this, man. I have no expectations. My expectation was that, okay, they're going to show some, once they confirmed that they're not focusing on a single game, I would assume God of War, some VR stuff, and some, some Square Enix stuff. And because I expect God of War to come out this year, right? But then again, PlayStation typically does have a showcase. It's just usually later than we all like. They typically go in like September. Yep. And they also do state of plays for their big games coming out this year, and it's usually dedicated to that game when they do it. And I'm like, well, damn, if God of War is coming out, it's June. We're now at the halfway point through the year, right? Mm-hmm. So you would think, as of right now, being June 1st, ain't shit coming out this year,
right?
Like this year is looking anemically bad, until people start surprising us over the next 2 weeks, right? So I'm looking at the calendar. I was like, okay. My theory was like, all right, if God of War is coming out in 2022, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it like early. The PlayStation gonna probably host a state of play either February, March, and it'll probably come out in before the end of the year, right? But now we're in June, and if it's coming out this year, it has to get. What's the word I'm looking for? It has to get confirmed within the next 15 days. Yeah,
you have to market that,
and then
you have to push it.
Yeah, they have to market it. So my thing is, the showcase is tomorrow. I mean, we could do predictions. I mean, the showcase is tomorrow. Dre, you know, you abandoned the Xbox, right? You know, all my recruiting didn't work. You know what I mean? All my recruiting didn't work. You sold your Xbox for a card that's less powerful than the Xbox, and you went all in on that PlayStation 5, which I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, right? Because, but
he even bought a Switch.
Yeah, man, like disrespectful. All right, so tomorrow, man, what do you like? You probably have a better temperature gauge on this than I do. What's going on?
To be honestly, man, I really don't like personally, I only want to see, like, because it's focusing on third party PlayStation VR. I have, as of right now, you know, tomorrow could change things, but as of right now, I have no interest in PlayStation VR. Mainly because I have like really, really bad motion sickness, so I'm not even going near VR. And so, like, the only games that I want to. So, for a minute, I was thinking. Well, no, never mind. Yeah. So, Stray, like I'm pretty confident Stray will be there because there was a leak that is coming out July 19th.
You're talking about that cat
game.
Yeah, that shit look fire, dog.
It does look good.
What you see? All you seen was one teaser of him walking through a fucking street in his
That's all I need.
Right. So that's what I said too. I said I want to see more because they really haven't showed, like, we don't know what the story is about. Like, we don't know the purpose of the gameplay. I mean, yeah, they showed some gameplay, but like, what's the purpose of it? Like, why am I doing this? So I want to see more of that, and I hope we get like a better depiction, a better idea of what we're going to be doing in that game. So I hope that's there tomorrow. And then I want to see Project Eve, and we haven't seen that game since the showcase, since the last PS5 showcase.
That game is not going to be. You're going to get disappointed by that game.
I mean, we never know. So like, those are really the two games that I really want to see, because like, again, this is a third party joint, and I mean, what they gonna Forspoken? How many times this is becoming Deathloop at this point with that game? I know a lot of people are hoping Final Fantasy 16 will get shown, and that's a possibility. You know,
I think that's gonna happen. Isn't Square Enix supposed to have their own event showing that game?
Not sure, but
that's weird.
Like, outside of those two games, anything else they show, it's just, what they show. I mean, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Now, I know some people were speculating that there's a well, not really speculating, but like hoping that, Sony might throw in a teaser of God of War at the end of the show, and I guess to announce that it's getting its own state of play, some point in time. I'm not really sure that that's going to happen. I don't think God of War is going to be there at all. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It'll have its own event for sure.
Yeah, and
you're stuck. There's one game you and the rest of the PlayStation community hasn't mentioned yet. I don't know how come you guys haven't been talking about this game and demanding, hey, where the fuck is this game? It's called Pragmata.
The Capcom.
Right? Capcom game.
Yeah,
Come on.
I mean,
that game actually had a better concept than Stray. Like, I'm surprised you ain't talking about Pragmata and you said Stray.
I mean, I'll leave that to the people who really like those Japanese games. I'm not, that into. I mean, if it looks like, if they show it and it looks decent, of course I'm gonna keep my eye on it. But even when was first,
so you're telling me you more excited for a Chinese game over a Japanese game?
I mean, I'm more interested in that Stray game because
damn cat. cat, man. Let him play cat.
You know,
Damn.
from the first reveal, it looks interesting to me. So
Yeah,
you know,
it like I'm with Dre on it. Like the world and stuff does actually look cool for Stray because it's like there is no humans in that world. It's
right,
just
exactly.
all like
Robots
AI,
and stuff.
like robot
Yeah.
companions. So like that to me, like whatever that world is, it just looks interesting.
Right.
The art style, the design, like
Stray gonna be the next Kenna.
It could be.
I don't think it's gonna be the next Kenna because I don't think it's gonna have like a super robust like combat.
But listen though, hold up, Logan. There's a lot of cat people in this world. Like,
yeah, dude, that game's gonna sell, man. That game's
a lot of cat lovers.
People are gonna want it just because it's fucking cats, man.
Right, exactly.
Me, I'm wanting to play it just because like I think that universe and what they can tell with that story might actually be really cool.
Right, and then also we gotta remember, right? This is 30 minutes, right? And so if you cut it between a split times, like 15 minutes is for a third party, and then the other 15 minutes is for the PSVR 2, right? So I mean, not a lot, you know. I mean, what all is going to be showed in terms of third party that can like really squeeze into the time like that? You know what I mean? So
yeah, just smaller titles, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure on what they're going to show, really. But we'll see, man. I'm not like I don't have too many expectations. I'm not looking forward to anything besides those two games. I'm hoping that they're
you know what's gonna make your day, man? When they show you more Goodbye Volcano High gameplay. You know, when you get some of that.
Isn't that game like a Cartoon Network show?
Something like it looked like a Cartoon Network show.
What the hell? I don't know what the hell that shit was. It was like so odd when they showed that game during that showcase. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is this?
But
yeah,
but I definitely don't think
DLC.
Nah, I'm good on that. But in terms of what y'all was saying about like God of War, I'm with y'all. They definitely have to start. Like if God of War is to come out this year, I would give it to July, you know, for it to have its own state of play. Like if we get past July into August, then I'm going to be a little worried. Now granted, you know, August anything's possible, anything can happen, and it could, you know, state of play could be in August and then it drops in September. You know, that would be cool too, but like I said, marketing has to ramp up, you know what I mean? Got to give time for marketing. But then again, like it's God of War. Like, do they really got to market God of War? You know what I mean? But
I mean, why?
I understand what they're saying though.
I'm losing hope that the game's gonna come out this year.
I feel you.
This is the same situation that Horizon Forbidden West was in a year ago, where we were like, all right, you said the game's gonna come out in 2021. They did the big state of play late. It was a late state of play, and they said, oh. Unfortunately, well, they didn't even give us a release date. They didn't give us no release date during that state of play. A couple weeks later, unfortunately, we had to delay the game, blah, 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 because we knew it made no sense for them to drop that game that year during that point because they would have had to drop that game Q4.
But remember real quick, remember, God of War was supposed to come out 2021 too, and it got delayed.
They, you know, obviously, pandemic impacted development for a lot of games, so they had to push a lot of shit back, but God of War has already been pushed back, right? I don't know what the holdup is now in regards to. I mean, they did say, "Oh, we're just polishing the game now," which is the excuse everyone makes. We're just polishing the game. What the fuck is polishing the game? Explain that to me. But
iron out the frame rate.
I think 2023 is most likely going to be a possibility until they prove me wrong. They're going to have to prove your boy wrong.
Right.
Prove me wrong.
I feel that. I definitely get that because they need to start doing something if it's definitely coming out this year, man.
This year is it's looking kind of rough until we get these two showcases from Xbox and PlayStation to see what's going to happen.
And that's the thing why I hate PlayStation having a showcase in September, man. Like that's too late in the damn year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
very late.
Come on, man. Like June is typically what would be E3 time. You know what I mean? That's where everybody comes and show what they got. You know what I mean? Sony,
they can literally just host their own showcase.
Yeah, man.
Sony the same time.
want to be different. I guess I get it, but you know what I mean. Just come on, man. This is the time where every gamer is hyped to see what's new from either their favorite platform or from all platforms or whatever. But you know what I mean. Sony needs
Do you think
come with it, man.
the decline of E3 like has negatively impacted like events like this as well? Because it's just not the same hype that we have around it. I see Jeff Keighley trying to do his own event, and it's definitely been getting better. Like Summer Game Fest has definitely been getting better year over year. But do you think that can hit the levels of E3? Like even Smooth, Smooth's been to E3, like he can speak to like the experience of being at E3. Like that's the event.
Oh, you talking about as far as like actually physically going to E3 or just like being hyped for E3 month and E3 in general?
Well, it's both the in-person event and then also like covering it day to day as well. Even if you're not there, you're watching shit happen live, and you're seeing those announcements and all those studios and publishers come together for one event to announce all their best games, and we just don't have anything like that anymore.
Right. See, like to me, like the big three can do so. Like the big three can drop a showcase at any time during the year, and I think we'll all be hyped for them, right? But as far as like third party, unless it's somebody like a Rockstar, even though they don't do E3, or somebody like a CD Projekt Red, something like that. You know, I think E3 is really good for the third parties, and they can all have their, they can all go in that 1 month. But for my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt. My bad. I'll let you finish.
I was gonna say, but as far as the big three, we're gonna be hyped for them whenever they, decide to do their showcase, no matter the month or day or whatever.
Yeah, E3. No, it's I feel like a lot of people turn their back on the idea of E3 because there's I don't know what it is, but E3 the experience it's not even just seeing the stuff live, but connecting with everybody, all the other content creators and stuff like that in person and partying with them, and it's like this big gaming convention that everybody like who went, and let's say if everybody was down to go to E3, that's where you're gonna meet everybody and see everybody and get involved. Bethesda hosted a amazing party for their showcase. So believe it or not, Bethesda had the best showcase in terms of fan activity. They had the best food, the best drinks, and whatnot. But witnessing the stuff live, obviously is a big deal, and getting to play the demos, and I do miss that because, and then it was like a fixed week. It was like a 3 to 5 day period where you were gonna get all the gaming news, right? So everything. I preferred that, like literally during when E3 was a thing, I took that 3-4 day period off, whether I was going or not, because it was like, okay, this is going to be busy for YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, obviously YouTube, the streams and stuff Twitter, like that. Everything. Twitter, so I just took it off. I just took it off. Now, the thing about it now, Summer Game Fest is all over the place, right? And then it's too spread out, and it has me wishing, like, man, I just wish they could just do everything in like 3 days, right? So, like, even though, like, Xbox, they still keeping their, like, kind of their June schedule, like, their E3 schedule, I do wish PlayStation was still in the mix where everything was like, all right, PlayStation goes this day, Xbox goes this day, Nintendo goes this day, Ubisoft, whatever. Like, I feel like everybody could still do their own thing, but they can do it in a respectable, that week. Like, let's keep it that, like how sport, football got their Super Bowl, basketball got playoffs and all that stuff. Gaming, we should have that like this week during the summer where everybody's just active and doing things in this 1 week period. Now it's just too far. You got some people going in May, some people going in June, some people going in July, some people going in August, and it's just like
September, and it's like, just so spread out. I think that's where the importance of E3 was, and even beyond just having all those studios and publishers there at one place. If you went there in person, it was a great networking opportunity with the actual devs itself, because you can somehow land an interview with the dev. They talk about their game. It's very exciting. you build that connection, and then you can possibly have them on your podcast later on, or they can, people do this all the time, but they could potentially leak shit to you ahead of time, so you have news. It's pretty cool that way, but they don't. I don't know, man. Hopefully we can get to a point now where we can start having some of these events in person. Obviously, PAX is still a thing.
Yeah,
but PAX isn't like E3. Like
no one's
like
going
to do a major.
I've been to PAX 3 times,
PAX.
and it's nothing like PAX is okay and whatnot. It's like another event where you can meet up with people, especially a lot of people who from the East Coast, will go. But PAX is they do East, West, and South or something like that. PAX Prime, whatever.
Yeah.
I like the thing is that E3 used to be also a spot where people like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo brokered deals with the thing is the whole point of E3 was like not only for the fans but like all these publishers and studios would come together, they see each other what each other working on, and then they get meetings and broker deals to release. All right, we're going to do this game, and then that game end up showing up next year at the E3 under one of those banners, under Microsoft or under Sony or whatever, because they brokered the deal last year after seeing the demo. You know what I mean? That's where it devs would go to E3, independent devs or small devs, or they would show off their games in the hopes of getting somebody like EA or Ubisoft or Xbox or a PlayStation to sign the deal right there. I'm pretty sure there's more sophisticated ways they can do that now, obviously, because everybody's getting deals and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to the summer summer games, because things have just been quiet and a bit boring, and I just want to see what we got coming, because I feel like this year is what feels like a wash. I'm hoping PlayStation can leverage it with God of War, but if there's no God of War, and if literally right now, if God of War is not coming out this year, my default game that I'm most anticipated for is literally Forspoken. That's pretty much all I'm really interested in right now. Gotham Knights looks okay, but that's only if I think about the first demo they showed us, not the recent one.
That game is looking kind of rough.
Yeah, it's looking rough. Definitely looking rough.
But let's get into it. Today's the main topic. Xbox Series S sales shouldn't count. Now, I'm bringing this up because I'm surprised people are still. It's I feel like every other day somebody new is inquiring if they should count it out.
Who is actually saying this though? Are these legit people y'all talk to on the?
All right, so the most recent person was Mooch.
Oh, good lord!
And I was surprised that he asked this question. I'm like, well, and we got into a little bit of a back and forth. And I'm like, wait, are you serious? But for some reason, people don't think. Some people, I can't say all. I can't say people as in all or anything. A nice handful of people believe. Journalists asked this question. That chunky cheek Tay Kim dude asked this question, and some some of the trolls and fanboys and in their most recent Mooch asked this question. They don't think that the Xbox Series S should be counted. They think the sales should be separate. They think the Series S should be treated as a separate console.
That is so stupid.
They wanted to be treated separately because they don't like the fact that when you combine the Series X and S sales, that Xbox has been consistently outselling PlayStation 5 worldwide because of it. Right. And the fact that it's a price difference. It's only $300. In some cases, it's been on sale for $280 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and it's not as powerful. It's 1080p or sub 1080p sometimes, so it shouldn't be counted. And I'm just looking. I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with that notion if you apply it to every company that has a low end and a premium version of the same product. So I'm like, so that's why I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know why people would feel strongly about that. You know what I mean? This and
That argument makes no
sense. None.
I talk a lot of shit about the Series S, but I will never sit up here and act like it's not a new. It's part of a new generation. Like it's same processor, SSD, just a different GPU. And my main criticism is about the GPU. Other than that, like it's next gen, right? So for me, like, oh, you know, how about you separate the iPhone 13 Pro sales from the regular iPhone 13? Like what?
Exactly.
Well, that's like my thing. I don't get. It's like, what does it really matter? Even if you broke those sales down, right? People are just going to add them up and just put
anyway. Exactly.
So you're just going to have two different line items. Like, what is your real goal there?
Because they want to be able to say, well, one of those Xboxes flopped. Like one of them flopped.
There's still sales for that company, and their new systems being sold. Like
it's honestly the easiest. Like it's not confusing. Like if you want to see a confusing generation, look at the fucking PS3 and Xbox 360 generation. They had like fucking 5 different consoles of each model. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, but they all still counted as one.
Xbox 360 starter, Xbox 360 Pro, 360 Elite, and then Jesus Christ.
And
no one was like, oh,
Slims, and then
the Essentials sold more than this model.
Yeah. Or the 4 GB model that that like there was like certain games you literally couldn't play on it because it didn't have a
hard drive.
It just had internal memory. Like
no,
like there was like
this is
it was insane.
Out of all the things that people want to like try to control, like what, it's just a number, dude. Like it's not going to matter whether they combine them or whether they separate them. There's still sales from Xbox. Like,
listen, let's just call it what it is, man. People don't. I mean, people just don't want to give, you know, Xbox their credit. You know, they came out with a console that they knew that they will be able to, you know, ship in bundles, right? Yep. And they had a smart strategy. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can say they predicted that. What I'm trying to say is like nobody predicted the pandemic, right? So, and that which caused the chip shortages, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't know how you can say, well, they predicted that, but clearly from what I've been hearing from everybody, the Series S is cheaper to make, and they can get parts quickly to make the Series S, and that's how they're able to.
Yeah, they can ship it at greater volumes because of how yields are. It's just easy to manufacture that system. But other than that, like as much criticism as I have about the management of Xbox Studios, they did handle the console aspect of it really, really well this generation over last generation, because last generation, what did they do? They shipped the Xbox One with the Kinect, sold it for $499, where PlayStation 4 was sold for $399, right? Well, they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have the Series X at the same price as PS5, and then we're going to have a Series S that's going to undercut the price of the PS5, period. So we're going to beat you on both fronts. If the Xbox Series X isn't going to, well, obviously they can't produce Xbox Series X's at the same volumes of Series S's, but even when they get to the point that they're going to do it, Series S is going to be a fucking hit. So it's going to be a double whammy. But that's assuming if they get the content right to back it, because that's the next threshold of Xbox and their success of saying, hey, we have a constant stream of content that's going to hit Game Pass day and date, which we know is coming, but the quality has to be there and it has to be well received. So it's like, when you buy Xbox, you have access to this many games through Game Pass. Look at their first party, blah, 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 blah. You have to play this game, you have to play that game, and then that's it. It's a wrap.
And then also, let's just call it what it is. People didn't think the S was going to sell. It's underpowered.
I remember how everybody was like, dude, nobody's ever going to.
Nobody's going to buy the S.
Now the story's changed to people are only buying the Series S because they can't find PS5s. Like, what?
Let's
But
just
they're
call
like,
it what it is, man. 'Cause
it's easier to get now than it's ever been to buy a console. Like it's not as
Right.
difficult as it used to be.
like even
But like,
myself, I'm gonna put myself out there. Like I was like, who's gonna buy this? Who's really gonna buy the Series S when you got the X, much more powerful, right? Egg on my face, no doubt. You know what I mean? But that's also for me saying like, I wish that Xbox would have came out with a discless version
of the
of
Series X.
of the Series X and call it a day with that. But that's why they're a $1 trillion company, $1 billion, whatever. They're in the boardrooms. They know what they're doing. Clearly I don't, and they definitely made a smart decision.
but you
got to give them
also
credit,
have
man.
to understand. You have to understand consumers, right? And being in sales for however many years I was in sales, the majority of consumers don't understand terminologies like frames per second, resolution. Like I used to sell TVs and they didn't know what the fuck 4K meant, and I had to sit there and literally explain what 4K is, what the difference between 1080p, 1440p, and 4K is, and how much better that image is going to look on the 4K screen. These people don't know this shit. They just go in there and they say, "Oh, new Xbox, I'll buy it." That's it.
Yep. New
Xbox,
$300 cheaper too. $300.
$300. Yeah, they're gonna buy it. And
yeah.
you got these parents, you got these kids that don't know any better. They don't know about this shit. Fucking 15, 16-year-old kids playing Fortnite and Warzone don't know nothing about frame rate.
Yeah, the great majority of your consumers aren't hardcore gamers like us. Like
Right.
they just aren't. They're casuals, they're families, they're kids, they're just all kinds of different things. So like the Series S is perfect to reach that
tailor made, man.
Yeah. What you think? What's your thoughts on it, Smooth?
Man, I just find it funny. I have a Series S, and I don't use it. And the only reason why I don't use my Series S because I sold myself on 4K, so it's hard for me. It's hard for me to break it to the mentality that I'm playing like something inferior. It would like the times that the times that I've actually did use it, like I've played I played like smaller games and stuff like racing with Ryan, and I did freaking what the hell game? I beat a couple of games on this. I did the gunk on the Series S, which wasn't too bad. I thought it looked decent on this. I did some Halo Infinite too as well, and some Gears, but but it's not my primary. Like I'm reason why I still have it is just more so is like I'm pretty sure one of my kids' Xboxes is gonna shit to bed soon, and I'll just have to hand it over. But I do see a lot of people, buying Series S's and posted. Like a lot of my family members, and even friends who aren't like hardcore gamers who just casually play games, they got Series S's. Like they're just playing whatever game that they've been playing, but the games that they're playing is 2K, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. So it's good for that. But it was the console that everybody was, laughing at, they're handicapping their what's the word that everybody likes to use? They're
holding
itself back. Because they don't know how to scale. They got to make games for the Series S, so all the games gonna look horrible.
Mobility.
Yeah. So, but nah, man, the Series S is doing what it was meant to do. And the Series S is big, and it actually just out. It is now the best-selling Xbox current right now. The Series S is just outsold the Series X in Japan. The console is popular in China, and it's obviously popular in here. The excuses. The funniest thing is just watching the goalposts move from before these consoles released, and they were just coming soon and shit. And everybody's, had all their thoughts on what was gonna happen, right? and every time this shit happened, it was like, oh, well, when it was first, the Xbox S isn't, the Xbox Series S is not gonna sell because of it's weak, it's not 4K, all this other stuff, right? That got demoted, right? Or that got debunked.
Yeah.
Then it became the series. The Series S the Xbox. Oh no, the Xbox Series X, right? Is the Xbox consoles are only selling better than PlayStation because there's no PlayStations available, right? I'm like, okay, and then after we've gotten proof of PlayStation restocks and whatnot, and Xbox surviving the PlayStation restocks, it was like, no, Xbox is only being sold because it's being carried by the Series S. And I'm like, what? So first nobody wants it. Now it's like people talk as if they're forced to buy it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, I've never, like, and I've told the story plenty of times. I've never bought one thing, right? If I went to the store looking for, let's say I was looking for, damn, I can't think of anything like
realistic. You would go into the supermarket, you want oranges. He said,
yeah, there's no oranges. I'm not gonna turn around and buy apples, right? That's just not happening. I don't like apples. I'm not being. Thank you. Like, I buy oranges. Yeah. So let's say, I go to the grocery market, right? And they don't have oranges. I'm not buying apples. I might buy tangerine. I might buy Clemente, but I'm not buying apples.
So you're saying tangerines are the Series S's?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yo, I like that.
Yeah, so like that I always never bought into that argument, that excuse, but I really understand. But I think it is embarrassing when people ask that. Well, should they really count those together since it plays games drastically different? I'm like, bro, are you gonna ask Apple why don't they separate themselves? Are you gonna ask Nvidia? Because I'm like, you know what's carrying Nvidia sales? Not 3090s and 3080s. It's probably a 3050 or 3060. Like, it's
60s. Because they can pump them. They can pump them out.
Like, it's some 60s. That's what's carrying them
out. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, the majority of the PC market is like mid-range, low-end hardware.
And people,
like the majority of gamers are not buying 3090s and 3080s. We don't have the volume for that either.
If we want to be real, right? Let's say, hey, PlayStation should only count PS4 Pro, and PS4 should be counted separately. If we did that and separated Xbox One and Xbox One X, the Xbox One X would have sold better than the PS4 Pro. So that would have murdered that.
That's what I'm saying. You really have to do it for everything. You would have to like, it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I didn't see people saying it. That's why I was like, are people really saying that? Like,
yeah, no, they screen cap them every time they do it. I'll start retweeting it more, because the thing is, I've been trying to be on a better behavior with things, right? I've really been.
I've been that Xbox ambassadorship.
No. I don't even care about it. That's funny though, but I don't even care about it. I just haven't had really the energy for like the nonsense, and I've been impressed by people's ability to keep up their level of hate or whatever it is that they want to keep up. Like the toxicity. Like, I mean, I was like, I don't have the energy no more. I think I'm just getting too old. I don't. Yeah. I was like, it's like I'm still interested in video games. I'm still interested in Xbox, but I'm not like interested to the point where I'm not interested in arguing with people. All day and all night. So I was like, I don't really care, dude. Yeah. So I was like, so a lot of the tweets that I used to, come on, guys. A lot of the tweets that I typically would like, respond to, because I used to have to respond to everything I saw. I'm doing a better job at ignoring. Especially these days, like it's a rough week. You got people like, getting exposed and catfished. I mean, I've been seeing the community get catfished like 3 times in the last 3 months. Is like ridiculous.
And it's always the PlayStation community, bro. What is going on, people?
And this is where I gotta bring it to the right. So PlayStation. This is I ain't gonna lie, Dre, and this is not to you, right? But to my PlayStation peers, they going down bad this generation, man. And it's bad when you get catfish twice in the same calendar, in the same quarter.
Listen, man. This shit's not even 3 weeks apart.
And they're getting catfish, right? Because they're attracted to Xbox bashing. That's the only reason why it's happening.
Well, wasn't it? Remember that? What was that one? Who I don't remember who it was, but someone was like, "Man, there's just something really attractive about a woman console."
Oh my god!
And then it wasn't even a woman.
Both of them.
Both
times.
Both
wasn't
times,
a woman.
yeah.
We're not women.
Crazy. Listen, man. I don't know this cat from a hole in the wall, man. But you know, I think that crap gamer curse is real. Y'all need to take that dude back to the Xbox community because
he is on the Xbox community.
Oh, okay.
Right now. He needs to go back to the PlayStation.
And ever since he came back, Starfield and Redfall
he's
got
swapped, man.
He must be a double
ruined
agent,
us.
man. He must be a double agent, dog. Cause
he needs to go back. I don't want him anymore.
but yeah, this is nuts, man.
And I'm like, bro, like, and I've seen things like, and the thing is, here's the thing, right? I have bad, I get, sometimes I be on the verge of getting my account suspended, so I try to be careful. So I be careful with what I say and whatnot. And, I've always wanted to come out and say, man, that this person is literally probably another man, posing as a PlayStation fanboys, and she's going to take advantage of them again. But the thing is, when you call out people, or if you expose people that way, it is frowned upon. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. She got her videos, showing, that she's a quote unquote real woman. And the last encounter I had with her, people wanted to cancel me off Twitter. So
that's when you talking about her feet.
Yeah.
Those are really some man feet. That's crazy.
But I do apologize. But I do apologize to the actual person, because it obviously wasn't the person that controlled that account. But yeah, man, people do anything, and it's just so. That's why I was like, PlayStation guys are down bad, man. They're so quick to.
But can you blame the person? Can you blame the catfish though?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, can you blame that person if they could, take advantage of these weirdos and.
Dude,
but
can you imagine that? But think about this, Dre. Think about this, Dre. Right? Think about this. Imagine somebody sending you cash at PayPal for you to find a link off Pornhub and send it to the bro. I'm like, it's that easy. All I've had to do is send people videos from a different like what?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep doing it, man. That's what.
Yo,
that's crazy.
What do you want to see me do? I want to see you take down the BBC. Okay, go open up your browser, type it in. All right, this one it's close to the image that I had. Let me send this one.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, those dudes are wild, man. Calling 4K.
Yeah, man, but shout out to the PlayStation folks, because this is the hot. Fool me once, shame on me.
Right, exactly.
No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on
me.
Yo, that community right there is gonna start having like any new females that come out there into the community.
They have to do background checks,
their photo ID.
And that's what I said that earlier. I was like, why did people stop asking for credentials, man? Like, I remember they had a Twitter space, and that was a big thing. People were getting upset about folk asking for gamer tags and whatnot. But I'm like, we need that, man. Like, we need to weed out these folk who's not really gaming out here, man. And like, that needs to come back, or gatekeep, man.
Gatekeep.
I'm sorry to say it.
Pro gatekeep.
But the thing
the
thing is, they let that person in the community so fucking easy,
so quick,
because of how quick and how hateful they were to a platform. They just rallied behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't matter at that point. It didn't matter about credentials. It didn't matter about verifying who you are. They just saw a person who was a female that hated the plastic box that they as well hate, and they just went right with it. They didn't have no questions about it. They sat there. They just let him in. They followed him. They let him go and run rampant, and then we're behind them 100% of the way.
Yeah, and they paid him. Paid him.
Yeah, and then not only that,
dude got a big ass TV, the LG.
They just posted like how much they got, like the TV and shit that they got.
Hold on, so they bought that person a TV.
All the money they've been getting on the TV.
That's crazy.
They made all that money using other people's photos and images and videos. Yeah. They didn't do any work. Like,
yo, man. That might be the hustle,
and
man.
the thing is, that wasn't like the image, and that image that the person was using was not even an attractive woman at all. Yeah, I still to this day don't understand. I was like, you guys are really down bad. I mean, gee, like.
But like, and they got found out. The only reason they got found out was their video that promoted OnlyFans got found out to be someone else's account that was posted in January, and they reposted it as they were trying to advertise their OnlyFans in May. So it was a 4-month-old photo, and then after that, dude, it was just like fucking domino. Once that got found out and that got exposed, and just everybody dug into that and said, "Well, what else are you about?" And then sure enough.
That's crazy.
You know what? Everybody. All right. I don't know if you guys remember the first Ace Ventura movie.
Mm-hmm. Never seen.
I remember.
You know the scene that I'm talking about where he's in the shower going when he finds out that Einhorn was a man.
Oh yeah.
Finkel was Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel was a man. He's sitting there like trying to brush out his teeth and plunger in his mouth. That's what the PlayStation community is fucking doing right now. They sitting there with plungers and toothbrush and toothpaste just trying to wash the dirt away. And
yeah, man. The only way they can recover, the man God of War need to hurry up and come out. You know what I mean?
That's so they can get some positive.
Yes.
Because all this was done right. And all right, so you think about just timing, right? When the Xbox was gaining all this goodwill and good press, and Xbox, fans were happy and whatnot, and PlayStation fanboys could not really fight it because the journalist was on the Xbox side. Game Pass is popping. Games like the games are coming out. They couldn't say anything. So what happens? They rallied around, like Logan said, a person that, or anybody that was ready to to go down on Xbox, and that made people feel people. I think people are so emotionally, and I should be the last person to say this because I call myself the best bot, and I've had so many meltdowns on the internet. But the thing is, though, I'm aware. I'm self-aware. I know what I am or what I was. Right. A lot of these people aren't aware. And they are extremely emotionally attached, and it's scary because they live it, they breathe it, they wake up to it, they go to bed to it. This is their daily. They're like sucked into this persona. This is what they do. So it's like you don't know what's real or fake anymore. So, and I think that's what really it is. Like some of these people, I'm like, bro, this is like. Are like, what's the problem, man? Go outside. That's why I was like, the summertime. Let me take a day off of podcast. Let me not do this. Let me go outside and get some sun, some vitamin C and D and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think people are are too invested to the point where they should really start checking themselves. And I mean, I do see like the flaws in. Like the console wars or this generation of console warring is just add like a all-time weirdness with people.
I think that's because now you got, remember back in the day, like journalists, they never really used to talk, to the actual gamers and stuff like that. Nope. But now you got these journalists and these. I really blame them, and I'm gonna say it again. When that dude said he's tired of talking about PlayStation, that's when I knew this generation was about to be totally different, dog. He said, "I'm tired of PlayStation dominating. I don't want to talk PlayStation." I was like, "Oh, okay. I see how this is about to go."
Oh man, and the thing is, like, oh man, I don't know, man, but I'm just at this point, what I'll say is, like, you know, PlayStation, like I said, by default should win publisher of the of the year. I think. That,
absolutely.
I think that will happen. In my personal opinion, I think gaming is just down this year, and I'm going on both sides. I mean, I'm not excusing the Xbox because, like, I mean, I told everybody my grievances of, like, you know, this year and how I feel, but people was like, "Oh, Jerry, come to PlayStation, Smooth, come to PlayStation," and I'm like, overall, I'm not really playing anything. Not on my PC, not on my PlayStation, not on my Xbox. It's just nobody has anything for me. I thought I was gonna like, what's it? Ghostwire Tokyo. That turned out to be garbage. I'm sorry, dude. I just like, I'm like, bro. I don't understand. How do you run out of freaking like hand power? Like, I don't understand. But
Trashwire Tokyo, man.
Bro, I love Tokyo. Man. Everybody be trashing Ghostwire. I love that.
Yo, that's one of the most. I hate that game because of its collectathon method. That was one of those. Yeah,
it's the spirits was like spirits was the thing that I didn't like.
Yeah,
like everything else wasn't bad. It was just the spirits.
That was the worst.
The spirits was just
like
all over.
Valhalla was bad, but Ghostwire was even worse than that. And I was just like, come on, man. I got the platinum, but that was crazy.
Yeah. So
I know you and I, Dre, was on the run to get the platinum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I beat you too because we were both tracking like what our percentage was for souls.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out how the souls got like how the souls did get like trapped or like, you know, like get captured and stuff and what areas you'd have to move in. Yeah, we were on that shit for a while.
So
I love Ghostwire. It was a good game.
If that game comes to Game Pass, move, you're not going to
give it a second chance. This is what I'm gonna do. Here's the thing:
you're gonna love it then.
I don't think I have Ghost. I don't even have it on PlayStation. I have it on PC. So I'm pretty much pretending that I'm playing it on Xbox. But the thing is, it's just that like there's games like I don't know. It's just not. I dropped the game. So if it comes to Game Pass, right? I feel like this is what the plan was. I thought I would like the game and I would like enough to beat it, you know, on PC, you know, add it to my list, you know, brag about it, maybe review it. When it came to Game Pass next year, I would probably play it on a harder difficulty and get my achievements and whatnot, just to like, because for example, like when Deathloop coming out, oh yeah, I'm playing that. I'm like I thoroughly enjoyed Deathloop.
Just do the campaign for Ghostwire. Like the campaign's only like 6 hours.
Long.
Yeah, it's only like 6 hours.
It's only like 6 hours long.
Like 5.
The collectibles and all the side.
Yeah, it's the side shit that gets you.
Takes the longest.
Yeah. So just do the campaign. You be good.
Yeah, you'll be done with it.
All right.
But I'm gonna market Dre. He gonna comes Xbox. He gonna like.
I don't think any of my opinion is gonna change on it. I'm looking more forward to Deathloop, honestly. But I do appreciate you guys coming through. It was a short cast tonight, but you know we got through the topics.
Solid show, regardless.
Yep. So tomorrow's the show. I'm not streaming tomorrow's PlayStation Showcase. I think I get out of work at 6, and I think the showcase is at 6, or the state of play is at 6.
Yep.
So I'm gonna literally run in, put my headphones on, and watch, or and pretty much give my reactions on Twitter.
What did y'all say y'all expect? Like, what do y'all hope to see there? What did y'all expect?
You ruined the shit for me. You said it's gonna be VR and third party, and
that's what they said.
Yeah, that's
Sony
what
said.
It
like, Dre didn't ruin anything. That's what they said.
That's what they said. They ruined it for me. So it's like
I'm not expecting like anything super crazy from it. Like I think we'll see some of their third party partners, but I'm not thinking we're not going to see anything first party. I'd be very shocked. As much as I want to see God of War Ragnarok, I'll be shocked if it
even. So when do we see it? If we don't see it now, when do we see it?
So we definitely not seeing it now.
Well, hold up. The good thing is that this state of play is at the very beginning of June, right? So there's still 28 days left. So you know what I mean. It definitely could happen still this month. So that's how I'm looking at it anyway.
Bro, I'm about to. Oh man. Sorry, I just saw something putting in the Planet Xbox chat. Like, oh man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have no expectations.
Okay.
For it.
Me either.
Because like if it was the PlayStation Showcase,
right? That's different.
Or Future Game Showcase, then I'm like, okay, you know,
right,
I did.
Right.
But they usually get ahead of their announcements.
What did you just share in this
dude,
thing?
it came across.
Why you gotta just share the dumb stuff? What the fuck? Real dick versus dildo challenge? What the fuck?
It came across my screen. I'm like, what?
What the fuck? Bro, you wild right now.
Oh man, yo. But
is that video featuring Marlis?
Oh Lord.
Ah, damn.
Nah,
are y'all picking up Destroy All Humans Reprobed?
Bro, I saw that.
Is that that free? Wait. Is that the multiplayer one?
No, if you pre-order the second one, you get the multi.
Well, the multiplayer is out right now.
He's out now.
Yeah,
for like $12.
But if you pre-order the game right now, you get the multiplayer right now with the pre-order. You don't have to spend the $12 to get it.
Got you.
I don't know. I didn't like the first Destroy. I tried playing that shit, and
did you try the remake?
Yeah, the remake. That's the one I've been playing. I've been trying to play that shit.
The remake was so good. Did you play it on PS2 though? Like did you have like? Because to me, it was a nostalgia trip for real. Like,
I never played that game on PS2. I had to play that joint.
Oh, wait, did you play it, Dre?
Yeah, I got the platinum in that thing.
No, I'm saying like, did you play it on PS2 back? Like,
oh no, I didn't. No.
Oh, see, dude, like, man, that's why I played it, is because like that was like one of my childhood games. Like, I fucking love that. So, just getting like remakes of it is awesome. But yeah. I know I'm excited for the second one. I think.
Me too.
I'm trying to figure out what system I want to pre-order it for, because whatever system you get the multi. I'm not too sure what I'm going to, Xbox or PlayStation.
But is it that multiplayer just co-op, or is it like actual PV?
It's like it's a 4-player co-op.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's dope though.
But still, like, it's a brand new mode, and it's kind of like its own entire like separate game. This got its own like achievement.
I'm not mad at that.
And if you, like I said, if you pre-order it, like, you get it, like, you get it with it, so you don't have to spend the $12 and then spend the $40.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks good, and I'm pretty sure that is a Series X and S and PS5 only game.
Well, the multiplayer, I saw it had a PS4 logo on it.
Because I thought it was didn't they, when they first announced it, say it was next gen?
That's what I thought too. Mm-hmm.
So I'll take a look at that, because.
Oh yeah, Smooth. Go ahead and get that KO the kangaroo, man. Fire.
Get it? All right.
Nah, it was okay. It's a decent. It's like a low tier Spyro game. That's pretty much what it is. It's like is exactly like Spyro with the collectibles and stuff like that, just on a way lower scale than Spyro.
Is it better than Ghostwire?
No, I don't think so. But it's a decent playthrough. I got the platinum in that as well. It's cool. It's a decent playthrough.
How long did it take you to get the platinum?
I think like 5 hours.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. It's a real short game. It's really nothing but collectibles. Yeah, okay. And a couple, like, you got to do one special move that kills 5 enemies at once, and then collectibles, and then you got to upgrade your health all the way to max.
Okay, that's usually the first thing I do in video games, where you have to upgrade the health.
But the thing is, you got to look for, like, it kind of got like those Zelda hearts, where you got to collect 4, and then you get 1 heart. Like, collect 4 pieces to get 1 heart. It's like that. Yeah, it's like that. So you gotta do that.
Does the same shit with the health bar and the magic bar. You have to collect eyes and wings and shit.
Yeah. It was only like 16 trophies, so it's. Oh, and then the other trophies where you just got to beat the bosses. And that's it. That's really it.
Cool.
So yeah, easy peasy. But I just need something to play. It's dry as hell out here, man. I'm like,
I don't
I'm
know
on my
how you guys
PlayStation.
like. Do you guys not have a backlog to go?
No, I don't got. I play one game at a time.
Yeah, Dre does it the right way.
Yeah.
I have an actual
always,
backlog
like-
to go to, and then sometimes I don't feel like it. I'm like, I want something new. You know what I mean? But
Like, I always have something to play. Like,
See, that's the thing though. A backlog is only good for two things: complaining and bragging. That's it. You either complaining that you got a backlog, or you're bragging that you got so many games for your backlog.
Well, Dre, if you need like a suggestion of what games to play, man, I'll hit you up with.
Well, shit, like I played everything that I want to play. That's the thing. Like everything that I want to play that's like new, I played it. Right. So.
Have you played the Artful Escape? Have you played that?
I have not. I
think
think
that's the easy platinum. You should
play. It's like I think it's coming to the. If you're gonna sub to now, I that. If you're not, it's only $20. If you're playing it just on PlayStation, or I think it's still available. Fucking play that game. It is
okay.
Artful Escape. Yeah, it's a good like. I want to say it's like a 5-hour experience. It's beautiful. The fucking soundtrack is amazing.
Okay, let me check that out.
It
is it 60 frames though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to tell that type of game.
Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to tell because it's not like a super crazy like action like pack game. It's more. I don't know how I would describe it. Like, but dude, do yourself a favor. I'd highly recommend the Artful Escape if you're looking for something like bite size that isn't going to take forever. That will help you out. Like, it's definitely a good one.
Yeah,
because I done beat the Pathless, Solar Ash, Liberated. I beat that.
I just picked up.
I just picked up Solar Ash on that sale. Remember, you was all
that's why I got it. Yeah,
you're like Did you get it on the sale though?
Yeah, $20. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, because like I remember you're like, man, I just bought this. I was like,
oh no, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. You're right. That was the Pathless I bought on sale.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, I just beat the Solar Ash. I was like,
fuck
it's either gonna
Ash.
go on PS Now or be on sale. And sure enough,
that was some bullshit.
It was on it.
It's a cool game though.
Yeah, I picked up Solar Ash. I'll be looking for.
Smooth, where you at in your count, man?
Technically,
you too, Jay.
In my count, if I wanted to count the BS games that I did 100% completions to get my gamer score, to where I wanted it to be, I would be on par with y'all. But I'm not going to do that. Right now, the games I've counted, there's one game I do have to add. At least two of the games I'm going to add because they were actually legit games. I just happened to. But I think I would be right now on Twitter. I'm at 11, but I think I got to add at least 2 games to it. So I was like, there's no way I'm touching 40 games this year again, especially not this year.
I'm going for
I don't even know how much I'm at right now. So yeah.
I was just telling myself last year I beat 36 games. I just wanted to beat that one. I wanted to beat my last year's count. So I'm definitely about to surpass that easy.
I'm about to be at game number 30 here, Dre. You better watch out.
Well, I'm about to play that Artful Escape, man. I'm on your ass, man.
I might when it comes to that new PS Now. I might play it again.
This year, I'm literally, like I was saying earlier, focusing on games like I'm trying to get my quota titles out the way, right? So Elden Ring was a go-to one. Like if I could beat Udican Chronicles, that would be like a quota title. I want to beat Fable. I want to beat.
Hold on, wait! Don't tell me you dropped that Udican Chronicles game. Cause you was playing that I was
playing it. I just ran into what you would call it. I ran into a portion of the game where I'm kind of like, what the hell do I do? So it's not that it's permanently dropped. It's just that I want to play. I'm gonna play something else, and then I'm gonna go back to it, and hopefully it becomes simple before I return to it. So. Yes. But Udican I like it. I have nothing negative to say about it. Like I said, it's Udican Chronicle Rising is the type of game that are missing from my catalog. So my personal goal is to beat it because I want to I'm like, okay, I did it. Like I got a game like this under the wraps, just like how Scarlet Nexus was for me last year. But yeah, I mean, because right now my list so far isn't that impressive. It's Unpacking, Racing with Ryan, Sleeping Dogs, which was a backlog title, Elden Ring, which is probably the biggest game I beat this year, A Memoir Blue, Godfall, which was pretty decent. Liberated Enhanced Edition, Zooffice, Bullet Beat because it was a 5,000 gamer store completion, Cyberpool, War Dogs Red Return. Now this is like a ripoff of freaking Streets of Rage. And yeah, man, like my list is garbage now, so I got really nothing to brag about. But I think over the second half of the year, when I'll add like Udican Chronicles, I'll add Fable to it. I'll be able to add like, I'm probably literally gonna have to dig into my backlog for it. But games like, but the thing is that I haven't been interested in playing anything. That's why I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Origins, and hopefully it feels new again when I play it. So.
Yeah, I feel you on
that. Yo, this dude that dude that got canceled for like telling that girl to go make dinner or something like that. Remember him? The streamer. Remember a couple months ago, he was like, "Go make your husband a sandwich" or something like that. When he was like,
"We're talking about I show speed."
Yeah, yeah. I seen his recent stream. That somebody took his.
I just stole my
$500.
It's PS hit code, yo. Ah, man.
That's
because it took us so long to do it.
Somebody just stole my.
You said it was $500.
Yeah, $500 like. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was his own damn fault for having him up there streaming to however many people on YouTube.
Did he show the code or something?
Yes! Yeah, he was punching it in.
And someone fucking beat him to it.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What the fuck you think's gonna happen, man?
But somebody just stole my.
That's insane, man. I don't know who does that.
I'm sorry, that was funny, bro. Oh man,
dude was entering the code. The fucking guys are watching it with him and types in the same shit. Yo,
that's crazy.
That is sick. I have to watch that video. I have to see that. That's crazy.
Yo, I'm retweeting because I saw that shit. I freaking lost my mind, yo. I'm like, wow, dude. Like, oh man, but yo, appreciate you guys coming through. Any of you guys got anything going on before we get out of here?
Nah, man.
No, not really. No.
Yeah, not even me. So we'll see what's going on with this. This State of Play. State of Plays are amongst some of the most overrated showcases. But
hey, low key, you right.
Well, we'll see, man. Hopefully, they have a good show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that came through and hit the like button and whatnot. We will see you guys next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.